Hi, I'm Yuka Arai and I'm a life purpose coach, and I'm so glad you're here because today I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 core ingredients to finding your purpose. But before I do that, I wanted to ask you if you've ever felt unsatisfied with what you're doing, or questioned why you're doing what you're doing, or even felt like you need to grow, you need to change something, you need to move on, you need to experience something new. But then at the same time, you're feeling stuck because you don't know, instead of what you're doing now, what you'd rather be doing. So you end up waiting, just hoping that the answer is going to fall down from the sky and magically appear in front of you. So I believe in that there's always a perfect timing for everything, and patience is virtue. It is very true. But when it comes to waiting, there's 2 types of waiting. The first type of waiting is passively waiting, and that's what most people kind of default into when they don't know what they're supposed to do. So we end up just waiting patiently, maybe even praying, but most of all hoping that, the right time's going to come soon and the answer is just magically going to appear in front of us. But that gets pretty old pretty quickly, and it gets boring, it gets frustrating, and it even becomes stressful, especially when you see the time passing. I've heard some people knowing that they needed to change, knowing that they were questioning what they were doing, but by the time they realized, it's already been 5 years. So the good news is there's a second type of waiting, which is actively waiting. And what I mean by that is that while you're waiting, because there is that perfect timing when answers do get revealed to us, but while we're waiting for that, we can be productive with our time. We can use that time to our advantage and really ready ourselves to receive that answer. And by doing that, we're actually going to be able to shrink that waiting time, because the perfect timing comes whenever we are ready to receive the message, when we've grown enough internally to receive that message. And that's where the 3 core ingredients that I'm going to share with you today comes into play. So what are the 3 ingredients? Well, the first one is self-awareness or self-identity, and it's all to do with knowing who you are. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your natural abilities? What comes naturally to you? What are your natural tendencies? What kind of environments do you thrive in? Do you like to be in the middle of attention, or would you rather like to be in the background? Or do you like to hang out with a huge group of friends? Do you feel most comfortable there? Or do you feel more connection with people when you meet them one-to-one in a small group setting? And when you get to know yourself in this way, you'll know your boundaries. You'll know when you should ask what kind of help so that you could be the best version of yourself. And really, self-awareness is absolutely the foundation of your purpose, because your purpose is going to be absolutely unique to you. And when it comes to you and you already know yourself, you're going to know, oh my God, this is me. This is for me. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I have to do. Okay? And remember that the most quirkiest or even embarrassing part of you could be your greatest asset. You've got a whole world inside of you. So while you're waiting, wait actively, exploring your inner world. And while we're talking about this first step to finding your purpose, I'm thinking of creating a workbook to help you really connect with yourself, explore your inner world, and get to know yourself better. So if you're interested, let me know in the comments and I'll let you know when it's ready. The second ingredient to finding your purpose is knowing your life values. And this is another thing you can do when you're actively waiting. And there's 2 types of values that I want you to look at. First is the motivational values. What are the values that are most important for you in your life? What states or what emotions do you run after? And if that's not there, it'll make you feel drained or unsatisfied or unhappy. And just to give you an example, it could be like adventure, it could be happiness, love, contribution, fame, power. What drives you in life? Okay. And then the second value is the avoidance value. What are the emotions or states that you would almost do anything to avoid? Is it rejection, anger? It could be sadness. It could be even boredom. And so what does this have to do with your purpose, you might be asking? So recently I spoke to a very successful woman who's running multiple businesses, and it's in the industry that she completely loves and she enjoys doing. But in one particular business, even though she was really enjoying what she was doing, she was not being able to find complete satisfaction with it. So during a session, what we discovered was even though she's doing what she likes to do, she's using her strengths, she's in an environment where she thrives, all these kind of things, because she was not approaching that particular business in alignment with her life values, she wasn't feeling satisfied. So it was just that one tweak that she needed to do in order to feel completely satisfied, had the consistency she was lacking to really lead her business to success. So aligning your purpose with your life value becomes so critical. And often what happens is that you can start out with a purpose that is completely aligned to your life values, but your purpose has iterations and your life values can change as well. Maybe when you're young, you might be really seeking adventure, trying new things that might be most important to you. But as you get older and you have a family, your life values might change, or the priority of those life values might change. So the value when you're having a small baby might be that you want security, and that's fine. So the big takeaway is that this isn't just a one-off thing. It's something you should do every now and then to check back, is what you're doing right now in alignment with your life values? And the third core ingredient of finding your purpose is your past experiences. And this is another thing that you can do when you're actively waiting. And that is to reflect on your past, all the success stories you've lived, all the failures as well, and all the learnings that you've had through your life. Because this is the thing, your life is completely unique to you. And your story is going to be what sets you apart from the rest of us. Because think about this, you could have the same purpose with the person next to you. Let's say you both want to feed the poor, but why you want to feed the poor might be completely different to why this next person wants to feed the poor. And so your story is going to attract a particular audience, and the person next to you is going to attract their audience. And the beauty of it is, because you've got a personal story attached to your purpose, even when there might be challenges, because let's face it, things are not always going to be smooth sailing, right? There are going to be obstacles, there are going to be challenges that you'll face. But when you've got that personal story behind your purpose or attached to your purpose that drives your purpose, you are going to have so much more motivation to overcome the obstacle. And your story is something that is completely unique to you and no one else can tell it. But the beauty is this, we are living our own lives, every single one of us, and having our completely unique experience of life. But at a certain level, we can connect to each other. There are going to be people that are going to resonate with your story, that are going to understand where you're coming from, because they would have experienced something very, very similar. So this is a way that you can connect to more people. This is the way that you can personalize your purpose to something completely unique to you, and you're going to feel completely empowered to share it because it's something that only you can do. So these were the 3 core ingredients to finding your purpose that you can work on while you actively wait for your purpose to be revealed to you, and shrinking that waiting time so that you are completely ready to receive your purpose. So if you like this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below letting me know which part resonated the most to you, and also share it with your friends and family, because sharing is caring. And if you'd like more information, more tips, more guides on how to find your purpose and live a deeply meaningful life, then follow me on Facebook or Instagram at yuka.purpose, and also on LinkedIn at Yuka Arai. So until next time, live with purpose. See you all.